All right, guys. It is fight week once again. We got uh, Seal Lomachenko, one of the top pound for pound fighters. I think he's the WBA, WBO lightweight champ versus Luke Campbell. I think he's the number one ranked in the for the WBC. So it's going to be three belts in the line: the vacant WBC belt, the one that Mikey Garcia vacated, as well as the WBA and WBO belts. Um, it's not a bad fight. Uh, it'll be solid. I think it'll be competitive. I think Lomachenko will win, probably by unanimous decision or maybe a late stoppage. Um, Luke Campbell, I think he's 5'9" with the 71 inch reach. Lomachenko, I know on BoxRec they put him at 5'7". He don't look 5'7". He looked about probably 5'6". He looked a lot shorter than Luke Campbell when they did the press conference. So I'm willing to bet he's probably 5'6". I think he got a 65-inch reach. I want to say Lomachenko's 13-1 with 10 knockouts. I want to say. Um, Campbell, I think he's 20-2 with 16 knockouts. Um, both are gold medalists. Lomachenko, he's a two-time gold medalist. Luke Campbell, he won a gold medal. Um, Campbell, he fought well versus Jorge Linares. He was competitive. Um, I don't know. I think his dad died the week of the fight, so maybe he was didn't come as sharp. Maybe could have been better, could have been worse. Who knows? But point is, he did pretty well versus Jorge Linares, who was the champ back then. Jorge Linares, um, first person to put Lomachenko on his butt as a professional. He dropped him, I think, sixth, seventh round, something like that. Um, watch that fight. It actually wasn't a bad fight between Lomachenko and Jorge Linares. Lomachenko early was doing really, really well, but once Linares dropped Lomachenko's offense kind of decelerated a little bit, and Linares was starting to pick him off. He was punching with Lomachenko. It seemed like it took him some rounds to figure it out that you have to punch with Lomachenko. You can't just let Lomachenko get off to a hot start and let him, start flowing and get into his rhythm. Because once he's, the Matrix, as they call him. So, but Linares was starting to pick him off pretty well. But somewhere around round 9, Lomachenko started to take some of the momentum back. And then round 10, Lomachenko was kind of doing his thing, and then snuck in a nice liver shot body liver shot, and Linares couldn't get up from the body shot, so that was the fight. That was a really good fight, though. I think that was early 2018, I think, when that fight happened. But it was a good fight. Lomachenko and Linares was competitive. Then he fought Pedraza. That was a competitive fight. Pedraza did really well with punching with Loma. When you punch with Loma, you can have success. You just can't let Loma, work off his momentum. He's really good with his front foot as a boxer. Really good with angles. Very good with punch variety, punch combinations. I think he's one of the best in the business at throwing decoy punches and setting you up with power shots later on. I would say he's probably a deceptive body puncher. I think in this fight he's going to want to go to the body a lot, considering he's a smaller guy. Get inside, um, and just chop down the tree. Break him down slowly, piece by piece, and eventually overwhelm him. I think for Luke Campbell, being the taller fighter, he's going to want. Typically, you don't want taller fighters to give up their height in a sense, but for this fight, for him to beat Lomachenko, he has to push Lomachenko back. If he lets Lomachenko dictate the pace and stay in front of him, then he's going to be in for a long night. The best bet for Luke Campbell is to push Lomachenko back like Pedraza did in spots, like Linares did in spots. You have to push him back and make him fight off the back foot. They say he has great defense. He does not. His offense is his best defense. And I like Lomachenko. He's a fun fighter to watch. He's a good fighter, but his defense is not like that. I think Luke Campbell should go to Lomachenko's body. Make the smaller fighters feel small. Make him feel that size disadvantage. Luke Campbell got decent power. It's just he's not. he's not aggressive. You know what I mean? Like Kovalev has power and he's aggressive. You know, Triple G has power, he's aggressive. You know, Jamal Charlo has power, he's aggressive. You know, Luke Campbell, he has power, but he's not aggressive with it. You know, he tries to be this just uber textbook boxer. You know, he's kind of stiff. He can box, but he's like stiff. You know, he has, you know, really good jab, you know, nice straight left. Um, you know, he's actually got solid, you know, boxing fundamentals. He's just real textbook, basic, you know, doesn't throw too many combinations. You know, he kind of throws the 1-2. Um, don't see too many check hooks from him, not too often. Maybe he'll sleep onto the body every now and then. But for him to win this fight, he has to push Lomachenko back. He has to put him on the back ropes. He has to make Lomachenko feel the end of his punches, keep him at a distance. Like I said, you got to be. It's tricky because you don't want taller fighters to give up their height, but in this case, you want Lomachenko to fight on the back foot. You don't want to let Lomachenko tee off and let him get into his rhythm, you know, because it's harder to catch his rhythm in the midway to the fight. Linares was able to pull it off, but it took him 6 rounds. So, you know, I wouldn't recommend that for Lomachenko or for Luke Campbell. I wouldn't recommend trying to just box him on the back foot and try to, you know, just pick him off because Lomachenko, he's very good with his variety. That's that's one of the fun parts about Lomachenko as a fighter to see and watch. Is he's very good with punch variety, very good with combinations. He's very good at, you know, like I said earlier, decoy punches. You know, he'll tap you to death with pity pat punches, but then he'll, you know, sneak in a tough liver shot or a hook up there or an uppercut. He's very good at, you know, him and Jarrett Hurd are probably one of the best in boxing at doing that with, you know, decoy punches and then hitting you with a power shot in that third or fourth or fifth punch in between the combination. Like I said earlier, Pedraza and Linares had success in punching with Lomachenko. You know, punch with him to catch him. Actually, 2 different fighters, but Sergey Lepinis did it versus Mikey and had pretty good success. The only reason he stopped doing that is because he got caught. You know, he got caught with the left hook from Mikey and, you know, kind of slowed him down. But, you know, that's probably Luke Campbell's best bet is to punch with Lomachenko or to assert his front foot and, you know, not let Lomachenko push him back. If you let Lomachenko push you back and work you, it's going to be a long day, you know. And like I said, I could see a late stoppage in the fight. Like I said, Luke Campbell does have power, so I could see him dropping Lomachenko, you know, with a straight left or even a catch left hook or a catch right hook, you know, because they're both southpaw, so that alone will make both each other, you know, a bit wary early on, just because southpaws typically don't fight a lot of southpaws. So, you know, the first couple of rounds might be, you know, some filler out rounds, try to see where they add distance-wise, their power from a certain, you know, stuff like that. But it's not a bad fight. It'll be in the UK. It's going to be on ESPN Plus on Saturday. Like I said, it's not a bad fight. I don't know. I just don't think Luke Campbell is assertive enough with his style to impose his will on Lomachenko the way he needs to for him to, you know, be long-term successful in the fight. I think he can do well in spots. I think he can box well in spots. But if he, you know, lets Lomachenko dictate the pace, then it's going to be the Loma show. It's going to be the Matrix show, which I think ultimately will happen. You know, I like Shane McGuigan as a trainer. I think he's probably one of the better UK trainers. Probably one of the better UK trainers. But, you know, he's just too stiff, you know, kind of, not AJ stiff, like not robotic, but just like just too textbooky. Like he doesn't mix it up enough. You know, he needs to get outside his comfort zone a little bit for this type of fight and make Lomachenko work off the back foot. I think Orlando Salido gave out some advice to Luke Campbell on social media, you know, saying you got to rough up Lomachenko, go to his body. I agree, you know, go to his body, make the smaller fighter feel small. You know, he's 3 inches shorter than me. Make him feel 3 inches shorter, make him feel smaller, make him feel weaker. You know, push him back, push him on the ropes. You know, rough him up a little bit. It's all right. It's the fight game. You know, it doesn't have to be picture perfect. You know, I didn't mind Maidana roughing up Floyd Mayweather. You do what you have to do to win the fight. I'm not condoning headbutting or punching, you know, dudes in the dick or whatever. You know, as a man, I hate that myself. So, But it is the fight game. It is the hurt business. You know, find the way to get the dub. You know, that's what matters at the end of the day. You know, everyone's going against you. You know, you're fighting in front of, you know, the home crowd. You got the crowd behind you. You know, you got the UK judges. So all you got to do is, you know, make people believe her. So I think he'll do well. I think he'll be competitive, but I just think Lomachenko is just going to overwhelm him with the volume. You know, that's another thing. Lomachenko is really good volume. I've always said he's kind of like a smoother version of Pacquiao style. Like Pacquiao's real Tasmanian devil, just just goes for it. Lomachenko, there's a little bit more method to the madness, but it'll be a fun fight. You know, I don't think it'll be a bad fight between the two. Like I said, I think Campbell can be successful in spots. He is a good boxer. He does have the height and reach advantage. Like I said, you got to be careful in giving up your height when you're a front-footed boxer. But if you're going to do that, then keep him at a range, keep him at a distance. You know, definitely double, triple the jab, punch with him. You know, definitely dig to the body early dig to the body. Even if you can't get a clean shot to his body, punch his elbows, punch his shoulders. You know, like I said, just hit him, get contact. Lomachenko is not a big lightweight; he's a small lightweight. This is probably his, you know, top weight class. Maybe he could fight at 140, but that's, I don't know. There's a lot of big 140 pounders, so you know this might be Loma's, you know, weight cap. So make him feel that. But we'll see what happens. You know, like I said, I got Lomachenko winning by competitive but unanimous decision. Maybe a late stoppage is certainly possible. I can see it too. Like I said, Lomachenko, he's a deceptive body puncher. There's a couple of deceptive body punchers in boxing. Loma, Terrence Crawford. Who else is kind of like an underrated body snatcher? Josh Taylor, he's an underrated body puncher. Who else goes to the body pretty decent? David Benavidez, he's a good body puncher too. So there's a couple of like underrated body snatchers in boxing. Can't think of anyone else at the moment, so we'll see. But like I said, I think it's a good fight. It's going to happen Saturday, ESPN Plus, Sky Sports. It's in the UK. Like I said, probably UD, could be a late stoppage. Could see both get knocked down at some point, for sure. But I think Lomachenko's going to walk away with 3 belts, and he'll just need that IBF belt from Richard Comey, which also could be a tough fight too. So, but we'll see what happens. The road's undisputed at lightweight. But yeah, drop comments. Who do you think's going to win? You know, yeah. Like, subscribe, stay tuned, share the video. You guys take it easy.